Okay, so
Like right now,
I'm gonna go ahead and stream. This is mainly for claws, but anybody's welcome to look. This is the QuickSilver Apex Framework, and I'm just looking at it for a few of the features. One of the things I do like is every AO has multiple tasks. So you can see there's a secure data link, which means you got to go and secure it. Then they don't get the UAV recon support. Destroy a radio tower, that limits air support. Enemy HQ, and that's just destroy and eliminate the enemies. And then this one is just clear the area. Once there's under 10 enemies in the area and no more sub-objectives, then the task is complete. The other thing I do like that we ought to do, since it is really easy to do, is the diaries. Just have our rules in the diaries. He has it done automatically. You put it in a text file and it automatically adds it to diary entry here. Sorry, I'm playing and talking at the same time. Next is the leaderboards that I was talking to you about. So general information about the leaderboards. Leaderboards reset every Monday is the way he does it. Basically, the leaderboards are only synchronized every 10 to 15 minutes, so you won't get up to minute, which is good. But transporters get points for safely transporting soldiers to and from missions, and that's just taking them to the AO. And then there are also the Medevac missions that I talked to you about, where if a downed player chooses to either respawn, or they can wait, or they can request a Medevac. And if they request a Medevac, it gives them a 10-minute timer to have the Medevac helicopter. And during that 10 minutes, because the player chose to do a Medevac, they can't respawn during that time. Then if the Medevac picks him up, takes him back to base, then the pilot gets some points. And I think the player may get something for waiting for that Medevac. The other thing is reviving. So medics get points for reviving. They get a multiplier. And that's the other thing. You can get more points by turning on the advanced flight model. You get more points for having stamina turned on. He has an option for stamina on or off. Every enemy you kill, you have a chance to cut off his ear, and then you get points for collecting ears. Gold teeth, it's very similar to the ear thing, but it's very rare that it happens. Towers, infantrymen get points for destroying radio towers. Pilots do not get any points. And the last is that you can actually capture enemies and take them back to the main base, to a very specific location. And when you do that, when you take them to the base, then you get points for doing that. And automatically, he's added Zeus mode again through his file management system and not through the standard game master module. It's done through a script. But this is where you take people, once you capture them, you take them here, just walk them in here, and then you get points for bringing enemies. That one's not a big deal. I definitely like this, the multiple multiple objectives at AO. Definitely like the point system for transport pilots. Let me heal myself real quick. Couple of other things. He has a menu system, client menu. This I kind of like, and I know it's kind of fluff, but I like it showing the FPS And then I also like this when the server is going to restart next. Even though we have very consistent server restart times, the users may not necessarily know when those server restart times are, or remember them. Having them one as a diary entry would be nice, but also having that the restart time in a menu somewhere, whether it's pressing a key to get it or just have it show, in this corner of the map, corner of the HUD is fine. He has other options. I'm not real big on any of this. The leaderboard is nice. You can get to the leaderboard and see the top transporters and ear slicers and everything. I just restarted the server, but I'll show you that. The other things that are very interesting, the one that I really like is the speed limiting at the base, so that you cannot drive over a certain speed near the base, and I will show that as well. There are a couple other of the missions at the AO that I'd like to show you. Because they do alternate, there are different missions at each AO. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer to the ones that are in this current AO. Okay, come on, service my plane. I may have passed it. I'm going to go ahead and pause the stream for one moment, and then I will go ahead and show you more details about the missions in 1 second. I do like the service vehicle. I know we have a percentage bar. I kind of like it down out of the screen so I can kind of see what's going on, but again, that's fluff. That's not 100% required. I do like that we do have the bar at this point when you service a vehicle. I would like the bar doing like the helicopter service and the plane service at the points instead of the manuals, just like when doing the manual service and repair does it. All right, while that's doing that, I'm going to zoom into the objectives. Again, we covered them real quick. Seize the headquarters, the radio tower, and then this one is a data bank. Let me go ahead and go into Zeus mode and show you. Whoops, we got an enemy coming in on us. I'll show you. He does have an interesting way to do the defense. And he also has the destroyer on the map, and it moves every server restart. You can have vehicles on the destroyer, and it does have guns as well. By default, the UAV operator does not get to control the weapons, which I think is a good thing. These are just static air defense. I think he had some sort of control for moving the destroyer around the map, where it actually updates its position and you can physically move it. I'll look into that in a little bit. I just wanted to show you a little bit more. He does have water missions similar to ours, and here's the enemies defending the water mission, and it is probably a sunken UAV. See if I can find it real quick. May not be right on the marker. It may just be in the... He does have, we talked a little bit about the admin menu, and that is kind of unique. There's a key code to Control Shift or Control Alt, no, Control Shift F2, and it brings up a menu where whoever's whitelisted can access the menu. I can spectate, make myself invisible or invincible, show pilots, and down in the bottom corner it shows UAV operator or SOCs, fighter pilots, valets. That is kind of nice. The hint also up there in the upper right. That's kind of nice to have, so I don't have to leave the game to see who the pilots are. That I think would be a really nice feature for the admins. Right now, to find out who's in a pilot role, I often abort out of the game, go back to the menu, look at the players in the pilot position, check them being in TeamSpeak. I play in AO, and then I check again. So that means I have to abort out of the game a lot. The other way is I can zoom out, go into map mode, and kind of find the pilots as they're flying around the map. Sometimes that gets very difficult to do. It is a little bit easier now that you have the ability to see everybody that's in a group, but pilots can still leave their default group, so it can be hard to find them. So a feature like this, where if I hit my admin control and then do the show pilots, it shows me all pilots that are currently logged in. So that's a nice thing. The other thing in the admin menu that is kind of interesting is you can repair what you're looking at, pardon, punish, revive. That's based on targets. The other things, I don't see a big advantage of those. No, the other thing that happens is when someone breaks, does a team kill or breaks a rule, then the admin online, like I said previous to you when we were chatting, it will send a pop-up on my screen saying, so-and-so just team killed, do you want to punish them? And then the admin has the option to punish them. Now, I like our punish system that we have for the players doing punish on team kills. That could be something, and I know we talked about if they get 7 incapacitations, then they automatically get black screens till the server restart. By having the ability for the admin to pardon someone or to automatically punish someone would kind of be nice. But I know you got to worry about people hacking it. This is Steam ID based, so it's getting my Steam ID, and only because my Steam ID is in a text file whitelisted do I have access to that menu. Other than that, that is the immediate thing. I'm going to go and show you the speed limiter at the base now. So I'm taking my plane into the base. It doesn't have a speed limiter, only the ground vehicles. So I'm going to go over here and get an ATV and drive around real quick so you can see what that looks like. Alright, so I'm going to run over here and grab this ATV. They do have these friendly markers, and I don't think this is the standard friendly markers. Right now I don't think I'm in anybody's group. I'm ungrouped. But if I join Trigger's group, I think I actually will see him, on the map. I get his blue marker, and it's unlimited distance. That may be, now that we're not showing enemy on the map, that may be something worth doing. Why QuickSilver has this activate vehicle option, I don't know, but you have to activate a vehicle first before you can get on it. So let me activate it, and now get in as driver. Now if I go too fast, notice it's dropped my speed. I can only go 15k tops, and then it shows this red lines around the map where my speed limit zone is. If I exit out of that zone, I can go full speed. When I go back in that zone, my speed is automatically limited. So I think this is a very cool feature to prevent people from driving too fast in the bases and crashing into vehicles or people. It's very hard to say, oh, I was, not paying attention, I was going too fast and I ran into you, or I ran into a vehicle, if the speed limit is limited this much. This script, I know it's separate of the other scripts, so it's something that you could look at and possibly do something similar for our server. That is something I kind of like. Again, not a must-have. It's a nice to have. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and another one of the options for the admin is to move the map. I think I can switch the mission and make it jump missions. Okay, I may have to do that from this arrest the HVT. That's a side mission. Where did that come up? That's the other thing. He tends to have a lot of these side missions that just come up randomly during the main mission. So you'll be working on this main mission. The tag, the marker is not even created yet for this, but it's in this area. You can see I'm locating it to find out where the HVT is, and he's moving. But it's not putting a marker on the map, so Intel teams is located high value movement and arrest him. So those kind of things are nice. I do like having missions that just spawn up while people are working on AOs. This really does make you stay in an AO for a lot longer. There's a lot to do. He does have the FOBs. You click on an FOB, you can get the status. To activate these things, first a person has to go to that location to activate it. I can use the teleport option of the admin here. I accidentally clicked on clean base. That just resets the base in case somebody destroys things or someone lands a vehicle too close to an area. You can do that. So let me teleport and then click the FOB. Interesting object as it's just a normal thing. So FOB status, and then I can activate the FOB. That activates the radar status automatically. And then after the radar status is activated, now as people bring this, now will become an optional respawn location. And as people bring items here, it will then activate vehicle repair, vehicle spawn, player respawn. Right now it's a personal player respawn because I activated. I can respawn here. As more people activate it themselves, it becomes theirs. But if we bring a certain Taro device here, seen in the crate area, if you bring different ones in, then it activates different features so that you can do different things. So yeah, so if you bring these three, so this is a player respawn, this is another one, a vehicle respawn, and then medic and stuff like that. So depending on what crates you take out there. And that's another way you could give transport pilots points, is by delivering these crates. So not only delivering people, but delivering crates as well. Again, the one thing I did like is very complete diary entries. So if you wanted to find out what was going on and how to do certain things, the rules are listed. Leaderboards are listed. How to capture enemies is listed. How to capture the FOBs and what you need to bring. So an ammo crate adds gear. So if you load things into an ammo crate and take it there, then those items are available at the FOB. Respawn tickets, medical vehicles or crates, give revive tickets. Vehicle service, so bring the Hammett mover or the Hammett box to the FOB. So the advantage of it not just being the artillery or those crates is you can take vehicles there to do the same thing. So if there is no transport pilot that will bring the container or whatever, someone can drive a comparable vehicle and still unlock it. So again, nice, the revive system. So now this is where it's a little bit interesting. I touched on it briefly, and I'm going to go ahead and teleport out to the map and die on purpose. I can hear you saying, yeah, right, die on purpose. You're going to try hard not to die, but you're going to die anyway. So I'm going to... Enemy. He does have quite a few civilians, too. But there's an enemy right there. And I don't have a weapon, so I don't know if he's going to even shoot at me. Oh, there they go. I can make them shoot at me. That's interesting that they're not shooting at me sooner. Okay. So, when you go incapacitated... Oh, I was killed. I didn't want to get killed. I wanted to get incapacitated. Let me try one more time here. First, let me pick a better weapon. A weapon, period. I don't know if I'm a pilot role, so I don't know if pilots normally get them. The other thing he has that, again, fluff, but interesting, is turning on a live feed. So I can turn on this live feed, and once it finds anybody using the tactical classes, it will show a live feed. And then I think it rotates. If multiple people have it on, it rotates to different people. Fluff, probably not great on the FPS, but, you know, interesting. Yeah, it dropped my FPS by 5 or 6 just having that on, so that's a pretty big hit. From my knowledge, though, that is individual. Even if I activate that live feed, if someone's standing next to me, they won't see that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and go into this way. Hopefully I won't die as easy. There are definitely a lot more civilians. I heard that grenade, I think. Oh, thank God it was just smoke. Uh-oh. But there are definitely a lot more mortars. Red smoke, definitely mortars. And you gotta run. So I'm pulling back out of there real quick. Oh, I'm definitely going down. Okay. I was killed again. I'm definitely dying a lot easier than I was earlier. Alright, so let me just explain what happens when you get incapacitated, since it doesn't seem to be happening. It may be that I don't have anybody near me. I wonder if that has maybe a slight thing to do with it. So, I know it's happened to me before. I've been incapacitated. And then, again, it will tell me if there's a medic within a certain distance of me. And if there is a medic within a certain distance of me, it will give me the option to either respawn, wait for the medic, or to call for a medevac. If I call for a medevac, then I cannot respawn or board out of the game for 10 minutes. So it locks me in that position, basically. During that 10 minutes, if a medic comes from the medevac and takes me back to the base, then they get points for taking me back to base. If nobody comes in that 10 minutes, then I do bleed out. Get rid of that. Don't think the leaderboard shows kills alone. No, it does not. Actually select. Oh, it does. So it's like, shows, oh, I do like this. I like this shows the role from the leaderboard that they're currently in. That's nice. So that was something. I'm definitely still learning about all the features that this has. Okay, that's something big shooting at me. That's a vehicle somewhere. Let me heal myself here. I don't want to die, but I want to. Guys, come up from behind me. Even though you can turn sway down on the server, it doesn't turn it off on this one. On this game, you cannot use mods. I mean, they're basically blocked out from the get-go. Anybody that does use mods, you'll end up getting a message as an admin saying, so-and-so is potentially using an illegal mod. Do you want to punish them? And it seems to do that periodically. It doesn't do it constantly, but it does do it quite a bit. So it is another interesting feature. But on our servers, obviously, that doesn't matter. Alright, that wasn't 100 meters. Alright, that's supposed to be 200 meters. I can't see my distance with this particular gun and scope. Because I am an admin, I think I see the enemies showing on the map, or at least where squads of enemies are. Yeah, you can see that there. Oh. Vehicle coming at me. Uh-oh. Being shot. he's using his own revive script, but those tracers don't look like normal tracers. And maybe it's just my graphics right now. I've got them turned down a little bit. The other thing that I've noticed is even he's using his own revive, and it's odds I've seen. Yeah. As the bullets get close, it also makes my screen shake a little tiny bit. My screen's getting a little bit blurry, like I'm injured a little bit. There we go, another hit me. Guy's shooting at me because I'm gonna end up dying. Very periodically. You can go at any point to your home button and see what your health is. So if I hit my home button, I can see my score is 13, my rating is 2100, and my HP is only 14 right now, so I'm almost dead. I think I better treat myself. Alright, I'm going to pause the recording for a minute until I get incapacitated. Okay, so someone said the reason why I wasn't getting incapacitated is because I was in the pilot role, which makes sense. So I'm going to go ahead and teleport back out to the AO about where I was and see if I can get killed again. Definitely much more stable as well in a non-pilot. My sway is not as bad. I guess that makes sense. You wouldn't want to run a script that sway when you were in a pilot role. It doesn't really matter to have sway or no sway when you're in a pilot. Shoot at these bad guys so they'll start shooting back at me here. I hit him. Definitely slowed him down. Getting points or a score shooting the enemy, I'm wondering if I get negative score for shooting civilians. I'm going to try that as well. This is a curiosity. And now the screen is starting to fuzz out a little bit because I've been hit. I'm not going to heal myself. Keep moving forward to get incapacitated. Time I don't want to die, I end up dying, and when I do want to die, I can't get hit. That's another hit. Should be gone soon. I guess I shouldn't shoot back if I want to get killed, but it's so hard not to shoot back. It's such a habit to always shoot back about things shooting me. Yeah, so this is definitely pretty realistic about the number of hits. This is pretty close to what we do on our servers. Number of hits, and it is taking into account my body part that's being hit as well. Now that I've been hit in the leg, I'm moving much slower than I was when I was just being hit in the body. The other thing I've noticed is around the AOs, there is a lot of mines and stuff around the main part of the mission of the AO. So just to add to the difficulty. Come on, guy. Shoot at me. Oh, that's HP. See, I think if I shoot this officer, it gives me extra points for shooting an officer. Oh, there I go. I'm incapacitated. So, let me turn off my... There it goes. Press escape to respawn. Bleed out time is 10 minutes. And it says no medics are within 500 meters. Now, if there were a pilot online, it would give me the option to do Medevac. But because there's no pilot on, or transport pilot, I can't even do Medevac. At this point, oh yeah, I can. Sorry, there it is. Request Medevac. Oh, I got revived. That's interesting. I just did a random revive while I was trying to show it. But basically, if I choose the request Medevac, then the players get basically a mission to come and revive me. Yeah, see, there's a sub-objectives. When I kill, like, a commander, you get points for killing the commander. And it does this little sub-mission, sub-objective. You will also get sub-missions for shooting certain vehicles or armor. So, I do like how it kind of gives you rewards for doing certain things. It makes people feel like they're accomplishing something. So, that is the main features I wanted to show you. There are obviously a couple others, but those are the main ones. I'm going to go ahead and see, shows Shockwave was blown away by an enemy sniper. A new side mission came up all of a sudden. Securing intel. Oh no, that's a side mission, sorry. Not a sub-mission. So. I do like the pillboxes as the bases, using the pillboxes for the bases at the main objective sort of thing. Shoot. I'm definitely gonna die. I got mortars about to come in on. And it does say, you know, enemy mortars firing. So you do get the visual and plus the text message warning. Ear ringing on grenades, which is not vanilla, I don't believe. Something that is part of base, but it's kind of interesting to have something different, more of an advanced feature. Yeah, I would say this is, I'm getting hit way too much. I'm actually surviving longer than I expected. So, request Medevac. And now selecting OK will disable your ability to respawn or reward. Medics will unable to revive you. To be revived, other people must bring you to a location equipped with Medevac services before you bleed out. So those are an option for Medevac. Alright, thanks for watching the video. If you have any questions, let me know. Talk to you later.